Celtic were back in action yesterday and continued their winning run domestically. Now our attention is fully on the second leg against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. We have some news ahead of that match, and we will also discuss all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Bayern Munich returned to Bundesliga action yesterday evening after their trip to Celtic Park on Wednesday in the Champions League. With Vincent Kompany's side taking on Bayer Leverkusen in a top-of-the-table clash away from home at the Bay Arena this evening, the Belgian would interestingly make 4 changes from the team that started against Celtic on Wednesday. Eric Dier, Rafael Guerreiro, Leon Goretzka and Leroy Sané were all dropped to the bench. Kompany's starting 11 changes didn't help Bayern though, as they drew 0-0, not the worst result in the world, considering Munich sit 8 points clear of second-place Leverkusen on 55 points. However, a win yesterday would have all but ended the Bundesliga title race, but it does show that Bayern are taking Celtic seriously. With almost half the team rested, the positive for Celtic is clear. Bayern were unable to score. However, with so many players rested, they will go into the game at the Allianz with a number of players set to return to the starting 11s. Celtic themselves did 3-0 win against Dundee United, making 5 changes ahead of the game, with Jota and Maeda getting on the score sheet. The pair put pressure on Brendan Rodgers to start them on Tuesday night. However, with Maeda and Nicholas Kuhn proving revelations in the Champions League this season, Rodgers has the dilemma of choosing between 4 players for 3 positions in the team. Now for the main story, as Celtic fell to a 2-1 home defeat against Bayern Munich in the Champions League on Wednesday, meaning they must now win in Bavaria to have a chance of progression. Michael Olise and Harry Kane scored either side of half-time for Bayern before Maeda pulled a goal back with just over 10 minutes of normal time to play. Football Insider has been told by former FIFA referee Keith Hackett that Celtic should have been awarded a penalty kick after Arne Engels was impeded by Dayot Upamecano in the second half. The Glasgow Giants have already raked in £26.2 million in prize money this season after qualifying for the knockout playoff round. Aberdeen's former chief Keith Wines, who served as CEO at Pittodrie between 2000 and 2004, has his say on another enormous payday coming Celtic's way. Speaking on the new edition of Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, Wines claimed an upset is possible in the second leg and would bank Celtic an additional £15 million for a one-off game. The Hoops would land £9.2 million in prize money alone for progressing to the last 16, and the ex-CEO claimed ticket revenue and sponsorship bonuses would boost that figure. Wines told Football Insider's Insider Track podcast, "It's going to be up to £15 million after sponsorship bonuses and ticket money. If that's the scale of magnitude for this one game now, it's enormous. It's important for the Scottish coefficient." Celtic have announced profits of £44 million with £65 million in the bank. It's amazing what they're doing financially. If they get through this one-off Bayern game, it's a good payday. It would be an upset, but it's possible. Wines told Football Insider last week that Celtic could look to establish a network of linked clubs worldwide with their Champions League money, following the likes of Man City and Brighton. Celtic's pre-tax profit increased to almost £44 million from £30.3 million in the first half of the 2024-25 financial year. The Hoops have banked big money from their performance in Europe and through the sale of Matt O'Reilly to Premier League Brighton. In other news, Maeda is having a season to remember, and the Celtic faithful made sure he knew just how much they appreciate him during Saturday's 3-0 win over Dundee United at Celtic Park. After a grueling run of games, the Japanese forward was given a well-earned rest, starting the match on the bench before being introduced in the second half. But even while warming up trackside in the first half, Maeda still found himself in the spotlight. As he ran along the touchline, Ultra Group boys belted out a rendition of the song they've made up for him. A photographer captured the moment, showing Maeda smiling and laughing as he soaked in the atmosphere. The winger has become a firm fan favourite thanks to his relentless work rate, ability to pop up with crucial goals, and his commitment to the Celtic cause. His connection with the supporters has only grown stronger this season, and this latest moment is just further proof of that bond. While Saturday was a chance to rest, all focus now shifts to Tuesday night when Celtic travel to Munich for the second leg of their Champions League clash against Bayern. With the Hoops trailing 2-1 from the first leg but showing signs of life late on, Maeda is expected to play a key role at the Allianz Arena. His energy, pressing and ability to unsettle defenders will be crucial if Celtic are to have any chance of causing an upset in Germany. After a moment of appreciation from the fans at the weekend, Maeda will now be looking to repay that support on the pitch in one of the biggest games of the season. In other news, Celtic continued their relentless march towards the title with a dominant 3-0 victory over Dundee United, despite making 5 changes from the side that faced Bayern Munich midweek. The players who came in stepped up and ensured that Brendan Rodgers' side never lost momentum, keeping the Hoops firmly in control of the league race. However, while the performance was outstanding, there was one major flashpoint in the game that deserves scrutiny, a decision that arguably denied Celtic a clear scoring opportunity early in the second half. Referee Nick Walsh didn't have his best afternoon, and the biggest example of that came when he halted a clear Celtic attack just as they had broken through Dundee United's press. Celtic were in full flow with Callum McGregor leading a 4-on-3 counter-attack, but just as the move was set to develop into a dangerous goal-scoring opportunity, Walsh blew his whistle to award a free kick for a foul on Luke McCowan. It was a shocking decision, as there was absolutely no need to stop the game at that moment. The yellow card could have been given later, allowing play to continue and Celtic to capitalise on their attacking advantage. Given the way Rodgers' side were carving open United's defence, few would have bet against them scoring from that situation. Instead, the whistle rescued Dundee United, allowing them to reset their shape and escape a clear moment of danger. Ultimately, Celtic were too strong for Dundee United, securing the 3 points without needing that particular attack to result in a goal. However, in a closer game, a decision like this could have had serious consequences. Walsh's performance will rightly be questioned as these types of inconsistent decisions continue to frustrate. Fortunately for Celtic, they didn't let the poor officiating disrupt their momentum, and they march on towards another league title. Lastly, Celtic winger Jota has reacted to his first goal back at Celtic Park yesterday afternoon against Dundee United in the Hoops' 3-0 win. With Jota having rejoined Celtic in January from Rennes in League One, the superstar from Portugal did return far from full fitness. However, with a goal on his second Hoops debut at Fir Park, he has shown that despite a disastrous 18 months away from Glasgow, he is still as good as ever. Building up his fitness over the last 3 weeks, he has hardly put a foot wrong. With Dyson Maeda and Adam Ida impressing in the same period, Brendan Rodgers now has 3 players who are really hitting form at the beginning of the business end of the season. Jota would reflect on a special afternoon for himself, paying tribute to Celtic supporters, who undoubtedly played a huge part in his return to the Hoops. He said, "Returning is definitely something special. Celtic fans always make me feel so happy. They've given me something that nobody has ever given to me. In the end, I just want to give something back to the fans and give them happiness and joy. I want to give the best of myself on the pitch, and as a group, we want to deliver and win titles as well." Every Celtic supporter knows how special the club is to Jota. The way in which he has embraced the Hoops culture off the pitch, visiting Celtic pubs, something he simply didn't have to do, shows what the club means to him. Despite all the negative experiences away from Glasgow over the past year and a half, he has returned with a first-class mentality, not only to prove critics wrong, but to repay the faith and support he has received from the Celtic faithful. This puts him firmly in contention to start against Bayern Munich at the Allianz on Tuesday. He is arguably the Hoops' best left winger currently, and Dyson Maeda is arguably the Hoops' best option up top, with the pair finishing the game against Aberdeen on Wednesday at Celtic Park. With Rodgers' tactical tweaks, Celtic finished the game well and truly on top after a passive first 45, leaving the Irishman with a selection headache ahead of the second leg. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you,